forcing them to look at how you're offering an experience, and you're making sure that the experience exceeds the price. If the experience doesn't exceed the price, it's really hard to sell it. And it's really hard for people to latch onto it and to create a consistency and longevity. So as people have shifted into these thought patterns, I mean, we're seeing that everything we do, we have to question. You know, is this something that we believe is going to be part of an overwhelming value proposition in terms of how it's priced and how it's packaged and the end result? The way I look at recessions is that you should be planning for the next one. Every 7, 8 to 10 years, there's a recession. I mean, you can count on it. So the way I look at it is that you should be planning during the good times to be able to get through the tough sledding of the bad times. That means making sure that you're handling the river of cash properly and that you're setting up your balance sheet in such a way that the percentage of assets gives you the opportunity to take advantage of opportunities when they come up. And they always do during a recession. So that's one thing. The second thing that we've been able to do, because we did make some acquisitions, we made 3 acquisitions during the recession, some of the growth is coming through natural ramp up of those acquisitions. And I would say the third thing that we've seen is we've seen a big jump in the opportunity that's been created by driving our fitness program. Personal training, Pilates training, spa services have been really escalating for us just because the methodologies that we've created and the personal training growth and the staffing that we've been able to create in our systems. No, I don't think so. I think as an aggregate, the industry has been growing. And the storefront facilities that you're mentioning, the branded facilities, I mean, they are responding to the needs of certain consumers. And there's a tribe effect that often follows with that, which is great. We see people that graduate out of those programs into our clubs because they recognize that for the value and the price, they can get all of that in the club environment, plus much more. So collectively, I think it's all good. And I think you're probably going to see more of it. There's a lot of choices out there, everything from the high volume, low price, people that have come in at a few dollars a month, to just the opposite, the high price, low volume approach. There's so many different models that can work, that are specific to the customer. And I think from our perspective, we're not all things to all people. I mean, we're people that we believe understand the value proposition, that appreciate the value proposition, and that can understand the offerings that they're getting, because we believe that the value we're giving is far in excess of the price. I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, I think you're going to see some of it come and go. And with this recession, certainly here in Chicago, there was a significant pruning effect of clubs, which the flip side of that created opportunities as well. So I think you're seeing the growth of different modalities of clubs simply as an outgrowth of what the consumer's looking for. The time will tell us, whether they're going to be profitable for a long period of time or not. Let's hope so. There's plenty of people to go around. Well, the answer to that is you never say never. So I never say never. But the fact is that we're privately held, and being privately held has a lot of advantages. We don't have the economic growth and financial pressures that a publicly traded company might have, or a company that's financed through an investment banking entity. And quite honestly, I mean, our objective is whatever we do, we want to do it right. We don't necessarily want to do it fast. So we love Chicago. We are Chicago. Make the next one better. Find a way to make the next one better, and the way that we do that is by understanding the customer base in that specific neighborhood. and the changes that we kind of talked about previously of how the market is responding to fitness opportunities. So it's not just necessarily the finishes in your club, although you always want to make those as great as you can, or even the offerings, but you want to make sure that, from our perspective, we want to make sure that the offerings we do have are specific to that neighborhood. And I think one of the great advantages that we have is because we're in Chicago, we live Chicago, we breathe Chicago, we understand these neighborhoods. And so it's been very helpful to us in terms of how we plan and how we select the next location we want to go to, and how we say no to the ones we don't want to go to.